Hello, and welcome to a video presentation on parallel and perpendicular lines. Here's what you'll learn. How to identify parallel, perpendicular, and skew lines. And we'll also look at angles formed by transversals. What are parallel lines? Parallel lines are lines which lie in the same plane, and, even though they go on forever in two directions, will never intersect. Any parts of parallel lines, like line segments or rays, are also parallel. Can you think of real-life examples of parallel lines or parallel line segments? Most people immediately think of railroad tracks, and that's a good example. How about the steps on a ladder? The equal sign in math? Or the yardage markings on a football field? All of these are examples of parallel lines. The symbol showing two lines are parallel looks like this. What are perpendicular lines? Perpendicular lines are two lines that intersect at exactly a 90-degree angle. From certain angles, some lines look like they intersect each other. However, lines are not perpendicular unless they actually intersect and touch each other at exactly a 90-degree angle. Can you think of real-life examples of perpendicular lines? Well, how about the letter T? Most road intersections form a perpendicular angle, and the top edge and side edge of a door. The symbol for perpendicular lines looks like an upside-down T. What are skew lines? Skew lines are two lines that do not intersect and are not parallel. Skew lines reside in different planes. Some skew lines can look like they intersect when viewed from certain angles. However, truly skew lines will never touch each other. Let's take a look at some examples. Using the figure below, tell whether the lines specified are parallel, perpendicular, or skewed. Let's consider line BC and EF. Let's identify where they are on our figure. There they are. What can you tell me about those two lines? Those lines are parallel to each other. How about these two, line BC and DE? Again, let's identify where they are on our figure. There they are. BC and DE are skew lines. Finally, what about lines AD and AB? Again, let's identify where they are in the figure. There they are. Those two are obviously perpendicular lines. What is a transversal? A transversal is a line that intersects two or more other lines. The red line I'm drawing over top of these green lines is a transversal. Transversals that cut parallel lines have some special properties we want to address. When a transversal cuts two parallel lines, 8 angles are formed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All of the acute angles in our figure will have the same measure. All of the obtuse angles will also have the same measure. Any one of the obtuse angles and any one of the acute angles, like angles 1 and 3, 5 and 6, or 6 and 8, for example, are supplementary angles because they form a straight line. When the obtuse and acute angles are added together, they total 180 degrees.